Hey, my friends. Welcome to the Dallas Daily Show, coming at you from the Neighborhood Loans studio here in St. Louis, Missouri. The Amston March Magic continues. Today it's Happy Birthday, Lex. All right, let's get into the conversation. I know. If you're a podcast listener, you're like, man, how many birthdays are happening? Well, we got a couple more to go through. This one is for my son, Lex, and I'm doing this technically a day before. Today is March 21st, if you're listening to the pod in real time. Lex's birthday is actually tomorrow, but since we don't air Eps on Saturdays, you're going to get it on a Friday. So I know, you had Arrow yesterday, you had Arthur the last Friday. On Monday, it's my wife's birthday and my birthday, so I get to talk about both of us here a little bit on Monday. So Taylor, are we okay doing birthday episodes? Yeah, she loves it. Great. And you know what? It's my pod. It's my pod, and I'll do what I wanna. All right, so today is my oldest son, Lex, Alexander Joseph, but we did not call him Alex because that just ain't his style. This boy is Lex, and no, it's not Lex Luthor. He is not a supervillain. For those of you who are kind of doing that in your brain right now, and you're starting to put together the pieces like, wait a second, you have a Lex, and you have an Arrow and an Arthur, like Arthur Curry, like Aquaman. What are you, a DC superhero fan? I am, but the names have nothing to do with DC. Actually, I probably should have told you guys yesterday. Arrow's name comes from Psalm 127. When we knew we were having a third boy, we had a girl's name, an A picked out, Arthur Arrow, or Alexander Arthur. We had a girl's name picked out, but then when we found out we were having a little boy, my wife said, "Oh, I just feel like this is a Psalm 127 promise that boy, it says sons are like arrows in the hands of a warrior." And so as soon as she said it, we looked at each other and went, "Arrow?" But today is not his day. Today is Lex's birthday, Alexander Joseph. Another one of my conquerors, another one of my young kings that I have the privilege of raising. You are turning 15, and yes, I am currently shopping for car insurance that will add you to our auto insurance because I know you're going to start driving very soon, and I cannot believe we've already gotten to that point. But you changed my world. When you were born, I was so excited to become a dad, and we knew you were Lex even before you had arrived. We had your name on the wall of your nursery in our apartment at the time when we lived in Los Angeles, and you and I got special bonding time that I really didn't get with your brothers. I talked about with Arthur that I felt like it was a week and a half or 8 days or something before I finally got to just be with him and go, I don't know who you are, little one. And with Arrow, we had you and Arthur at that time, and there was a special bond there as well. So I got special bonding time with each of you boys. But at the time you were born, you were stuck inside your mom. Your head was too big to go into the birth canal. Can we be blatant? Like this isn't an explicit pod, but you had too big of a head to go through your mom. And so after 27 hours of her being in labor, they finally said, look, we need to perform a C-section, an emergency C, to get you out because you had not descended at all. So they performed that emergency C, and from it, because of you being in there so long, you ended up getting pneumonia. And you and I got to spend a ton of time in the NICU. You were in the NICU for a full week beforehand, and I got to go in there multiple times a day, and I would just sit there and be by you. And yeah, I wanted to go be with your mom as she was recovering for those couple of days from the C-section, but I just wouldn't leave your side. And then you had the Billy Rubin light because you had a little bit of jaundice as well as the pneumonia. They were feeding you through a tube, and you were there for a week, 7 days. And then we got to bring you home on the 8th day, which was pretty special for us to finally bring you into that world. But I was working as an apartment manager. I know you know this, Lex, but the listeners don't. So I was working as an apartment manager at the time while I was writing scripts and doing stand-up comedy out there in Los Angeles. And so your mom would go to work around noon, 11 or noon every day, and you would just be with me at the apartment. And man, you helped. For a while, you sat in a baby Bjorn on my chest, But when you got to walking and you got to talking in the second year there, you actually became like the chief rental officer of our apartment building. We had 60 units in the building, and you'd be like, come on, I show you kitchen. I show you kitchen. Come here, I show you window. I show you bed. Like, you were the kid who would literally take the ladies by the hand and be like, I show you this. I show you this. And I have watched that young man grow. And you were so good at naturally looking to help people. And we have this creed that we say as a family regularly, and I'm not going to share the creed with you because it's for us. But one of the phrases within this creed are looking for the lonely. And I get to watch you do that. And your mom and I we get calls from friends, parents, and we've gotten calls and messages from teachers saying, hey, I just want to commend your son and commend you guys as parents, saying you're doing well. And I know you give your brothers crap and you can play the bully with them. And I know sometimes you send me all the oldest brother memes because you and I laugh about the fact that, like, it was, quote, harder on you than it was on them. But I love who you're becoming, and I love when I hear the testimony of you from other parents and from teachers. You're the one who looks for the lonely, and you help those who are in need. And when there's a kid who's kind of being bullied, you step in. You're taller than most kids your age, and you step in and you protect. And that's who you are naturally. Yes, you are a conqueror, Alexander the Great, right? Lex Luthor. That's kind of part of in your name. I get that. But also you're a protector, and you're a peaceful warrior, and you're already a double junior black belt, and I can't wait to see who you're going to become in the next couple of years, and you're just a treasure to have in our home. And for those of you who are listening, I just want to say to you guys as well, where could you be a peaceful protector? Where in your life could you maybe look for the lonely? Where could you be the one who says, hey, let me come alongside you and stand with you, or even stand in front of you if you need that. Have a little bit of Lex in you, because he's an amazing young man, and I wish you all could get to know him the way I do, and I wish you all could get to have the privilege of seeing who he's going to become. Lex, I love you. I'm so grateful that you and I have had years together, from you on my chest to you standing taller than me now. It's been a privilege to be your dad, and I can't wait to see what the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life look like. My conqueror and one of my 3 kings. So thank you for that, buddy. I love you. Happy birthday. And for the rest of you, where can you be the peaceful warrior? Where can you stand in defense of those who are hurting or in need? And think about that as you go out there this weekend and have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to DallasDailyShow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.